Yes, good morning, everyone. Welcome for our second demo in Oracle Fusion Cloud Supply Chain Management.
Very good morning to you all, sir.
Yes. Any doubts on the last demo what we have discussed that I uploaded in our YouTube channel? You can access directly from this link here. Okay. So today we are going for our second demo session, and then we are going to have third demo session. That will be tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to have final demo session, and then we are going to have the regular classes from Thursday onwards. Okay. So yesterday we discussed about cloud, different cloud companies, and different tools and products are available in our Oracle Cloud environment. And what is Fusion Applications Cloud ERP? What are different domains we have in this? And then how about supply chain management? And these are different modules which we have. And also we talked about the different jobs which we find in supply chain management, and what are the responsibilities of those jobs in different environments like SaaS and PaaS, software as service, and platform as service, means private and public cloud, like this. So any doubts here? Anybody would like to talk with me, please? Fine. So now we are going for second demonstration.
Sorry, sir. If you don't mind, can you explain about one more thing under SaaS functional consultant roles?
Okay. So SaaS model and PaaS model, two different servers will be provided by Oracle for cloud customers. So if any client says that I don't have much personalizations and customization or development, I'm okay with the product, whatever Oracle has provided, means whatever features provided by Oracle, I'm okay with that. Then those clients will go for a SaaS model, which is very less price. And there, the functional consultant will configure the product, and then clients can start using this product. And technical guys will have minimum customizations and developments like reporting point of view and data migrations and personalizations pages and all. But if there are big clients, obviously, they need to customize the product, then they go for PaaS model, platform as a service, where the clients will be having the flexibility for development extensions and performing all operations, developing new pages, integrations, data validations, loading part, and all this. It's a dedicated server allocated. Dedicated server will be allocated this. So that is platform as a service, PaaS model. Okay. So these are two different things we are going to have, two different things we are going to have. But functional consultant job is common, whether it is SaaS model or PaaS model, we don't find any difference. The same work, doing the setups, configurations, testing, migrations, and all will be doing. But technical is completely different. In SaaS, very minimum work will be there. We don't find much complexity from technical point of view. But when it comes to the PaaS model, additionally, technical guys has to build pages, integrations, validations, APIs, and all extensions will be done. Yeah, that's the difference between these two, SaaS and PaaS model.
Thank you, sir.
One more from my side. Actually, with respect to EBS and Fusion Cloud, How is the functional work, like the setups or whatever we do, functional role, will it remain the same in terms of
Same.
the setups we do in EBS as well as Fusion, or it is little different? The kind of work.
Security, yes. Yes. Work means when we talk globally, the process will be similar almost. But when we are doing the implementation, the environment, for example, in EBS, we used to have responsibilities. Here we have the roles and security. And in EBS, we were having multi-org concept. Then here we have enterprise concept. And then in EBS approvals and all, we used to work with approval management engine and separate workflow builder. The same thing will be using it here, BPM work list, BPM business process management, BPM workflows. And like this, there are differences. Obviously, the base flow of the business will be similar. It remains same. Like in EBS, if we talk about purchasing, requisition, RFQ, quotation, purchase order, receipts, the same options we'll find here also. Requisition, RFQ, quotation, purchase order, and receipts and supplier setups. But this entire navigations and pages and approvals, security, data access levels, those are completely different here. So we'll have different document templates. For example, in PO, we were having 4 types of purchase orders: standard, plan, blanket, and contract. When it comes to our Fusion applications, we have only 3 types: standard, blanket, BPA, and CPA, like that. So that's the differences there.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
It is basically a product management role, right?
Product management. Yeah, we will be talking about that inventory, product management.
Okay.
So the main modules we get covered here are order management, procurement, and
Inventory, yeah, inventory, procurement. Procurement combines sub-modules like purchasing, self-service procurement, sourcing, supplier portal, supplier qualification management, procurement, contracts, order management, costing, receipt accounting.
Okay.
So what is your career growth in this module?
Yeah, this is fine. This modules we will be having an excellent, like cloud supply chain management is just starting, right? New technology. And in fact, it's got stabilized also. In 2016, Oracle introduced. Now in 2021 onwards, supply chain management got very good feedback from the customers, and we will find an excellent growth going forward next 20 years in cloud. Because if we talk about ERP sector, who are the competitors in the market? ERP sector. SAP is there. Oracle applications, it is a old ERP. And of course, PeopleSoft was there, that Oracle closed. JD Edwards was there, that also closed. Siebel, that also closed. Then we have Oracle Fusion applications. These all are Oracle products only. Then we have Microsoft Dynamics. Then we have Salesforce. Then we have Workday. These are major ERPs, excuse me, in the market, in competitors' point of view. So these 3 ERPs are already closed. These are 3 companies are merged with Oracle in 2006, sometime around 18, 20 years back. So no more PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, and Siebel. Maybe some existing clients might be using Oracle, provide support for them. And then there is no question of selling this product to new customers. And Oracle applications ERP also, Oracle said, I think this it introduced in 1995. That's that time. So what Oracle said, we are working up to 2030. Up to 2030, we give the support. After that, we will not be able to give the support. Of course, Oracle is planning to introduce this vision for all the EBS clients. Again, it's a client wish whether they want to come to the cloud or they don't want to come to the cloud. But Oracle apps will be there till 2030 or 31, even if Oracle is not providing support, but other companies may provide, like TCS or Wipro or Accenture. Some other companies may provide the support. Okay. But what Oracle is telling, if you look at the current market, current digital transformation, entire world is going on, make sure that your applications, ERP applications also meeting the expectations. But big clients are still not moving. So whatever the business we are getting, it's a new customer. And few of the clients are moving from EBS to Fusion applications. But one fine day, it is mandatory. Everybody should move into the cloud. That's no doubt. Okay. So what Oracle is doing excellent thing in Fusion applications is a lot of options in the cloud with less price, and you will have very good flexibility in the Fusion applications. So career growth will be excellent in this year. And Dynamics is not up to the mark when we talk about this Oracle ERPs. Dynamics is okay, but not the vast product. When I say vast, a lot of modules are not there. But Fusion applications has got finance, supply chain, SCM, ORC, PPM, CRM, and then public sector and student and transportation, OTM, and subscription management, costing, security. A lot of options are there. It's a vast product. Salesforce is good in CRM. Exclusively CRM clients will be very happy. The remaining is Salesforce finance, supply chain, and human capital. I don't think so. They are not at all in the competition race. Only CRM, that's okay, number one, no doubt. Workday also is okay at SCM, not in finance or in supply chain or in any other, but they are okay in human capital management. But what Oracle is saying that going forward, we are also going to, get a tight fight with the Workday in human capital management. Oracle is good in finance and supply chain management. And SAP also is fine. Good ERP. So finally, if you see the major competitor for us is SAP, finally. Okay. But SAP, now the SAP is not a cloud company, it's a cloud ERP company. It's a cloud ERP company. But Oracle is a cloud company as well as cloud ERP company. There is a difference. Okay. So what is meant by cloud company? For example, let's say there is a client called Xerox Corporation. Xerox Corporation client. This client is doing business from 2004 in 2024 now, 20 years. They might be using some 5 to 6 applications, some .NET application, some web applications, some reporting tools. Okay, they are using some reporting tools. Now in 2024, this client is interested to go to use this cloud ERPs. They find that, okay, this cloud ERPs are flexible. So if I use this software, I can easily manage my entire business and it is flexible. That's what they felt. So they decided to come to the cloud environment and start using the cloud ERP. Then SAP is eligible and Oracle Fusion also is okay. Now these 4 are not there in the list. Oracle is no more suggesting to the customers if they are looking for some latest features, they said go for Fusion applications. No more Oracle apps. This PeopleSoft and all. Oracle apps is okay. Thousands of customers are there across the world last 30 years. So obviously there will be a market always for the Oracle applications. But all Oracle applications, customers must move to the Fusion applications, and one day they have to move. Okay. So here, what I'm trying to do is now trying to give the difference between the SAP competition. So now customer, if they want to use cloud ERP, okay, they can use SAP or Oracle Fusion applications, cloud ERP. Both are eligible. But now what client is telling, my employees are flexible with these 3 products, 3 or 5, whatever products are there. I want to continue these products. I want to continue these products. I want to move all these products to the cloud. It means I want to shut down my server. I want to lift all my applications, all my software applications from my server to your cloud. Means into your servers. Then I want to continue server. I wanted to continue the usage of these applications and tools. If that is the requirement, SAP is no more in the market. SAP is not at all doing that business. Only Oracle is doing that. What Oracle says, no problem. I am ready to give you rental this server. You can bring whatever applications or tools you are using into our servers and start using that. You can also use my cloud ERP software. Of course, subscription only, there will be a price, but you have a flexibility. So you can keep all your things in my servers and start using it. Because I'm doing servers business, means I'm the purely cloud company. I'm also like AWS, I'm also like Azure, I'm also like Google Cloud. So, okay, I'm purely cloud company as well as cloud ERP company. But SAP is a cloud company, but SAP is not, sorry, SAP is a cloud ERP company, not cloud company. They won't give the servers rental. They do not have data centers separate. They use, I think, Google. I think they use Google data centers. They take it servers point of view. I'm also not sure, but our SAP is not in that business. SAP is not in that business. Okay, so they just give the cloud ERP. So that there you can find the difference. There you can find the difference. I hope you are clear the competition between the SAP and Oracle Fusion Noctis and where SAP will be lacking. If clients are using multiple applications, in case if they want to move entire their IT infrastructure into the cloud environment, then SAP is no more in the competition race. They must go to Oracle Fusion applications, Oracle Cloud, because you have both the options over there. Okay. Yeah. So that's about the differences about the competitors here. So today, what we are going to do is we are going with an assignment. I would like to have an user account, employee user account I would like to have. And then I would like to make that employee as buyer. I would like to give the permission and security to a particular business unit. It means that employee should create the orders in this business unit only. Security I wanted to give only for one BU, one business unit. Now let's go for create purchase order. So let's say you join in the project. Your manager wants to test you whether you are really worked on the cloud product or not in the earlier. What is your implementation experience? So they may give you this assignment. So they'll ask you, okay, this is what the server credentials. So what you have to do is now you need to hire an employee and then configure employee account and set up the buyer account and provide data access for a particular business unit, so and so BU, and then give the access for creating the purchase order and then go ahead with the approvals, approve the purchase order. So purchase order also, let's say they wanted to set for auto approval. PO should be auto approval. So this is a simple assignment. So they just wanted to test it. So first what we want to do is we need to go ahead with the employee account. So here all are setups only. All are setups. All our setups and configurations, we are going to do it here. And then finally we'll go for test it. Okay, so this is our Fusion applications environment. Let me just log out and I'll show you. Once we log into the applications, in Fusion, there will be two menus. One is user menu, right side. One is user menu, right side. We are going to have. Another one is navigator menu, left side. So this is what our cloud ERP. Left side, we can find navigator. In user menu, we will find the setup and maintenance. 99% our work will be here only. We are going to do the functional setups. After that, we are going to maintain those functional setups here. Complete work we will be doing from here. Once we do the setups, obviously we are supposed to test it. For example, you hired an employee. Obviously, you must know whether user account is created or not. If created, whether you are able to log in or not. If you are able to log in, whether you are able to access some of the applications or not, as per the roles. So those all we have to test it, right? So that testing will do it from the navigator menu. From navigator, we do that testing. Testing will do it from here. Okay. So whatever the setups, we will do it from user menu, setup and maintenance. Click on this. The moment when we click on this setup and maintenance, I'm able to see this environment. We call it as FSM, Functional Setup Manager. We call it as FSM, Functional Setup Manager. In the name itself, Functional Setups. Manager means you are going to manage all your functional setups from here. Financial module setups will do it from here. HCM module setups will do it from here. Supply chain management module setups, we do it here. Order management, procurement, product management. It comes as inventory. Product management comes under your inventory. Okay. And supply chain. When we combine all these four options, when we combine all these four offerings, it comes under supply chain management. Manufacturing and supply chain materials management, order management, procurement, product management, we can find all these four options. Okay, we can find all these four options. Right now, what is our work? We want to hire an employee and create a user account. It's a very simple task. You can do this from order management or procurement or supply chain material management or financials also, because that is a global task. You do it from anywhere, it's a global task. Let's go for procurement offerings and search for the user. Task, manage user, simple, manage user. So what I'm trying to do, I'm hiring employees. I'm hiring employee. Person means employee. So what is employee first name? John. Last name Miller. What is the user name you would like to allocate for this employee? For this employee, what is the user name you would like to allocate? So I would like to go with John 123. In case if user account already exists, you can link with this new employee. In case if you have created user account already, we'll discuss that later. So right now what I have done, I entered my employee details and I also specified what is the username this employee needs to have it. And we are supposed to specify whether this employee is a permanent employee or contract employee or ex-employee. Is a permanent employee currently. And when you say is employee, obviously you have to specify for which company he is the employee, and for which branch. Because your client may have one company or multiple companies, may have one branch or multiple branches, right? So for example, Reliance Corporation is there. Reliance has got around hundreds of companies in India, right? So obviously you need to maintain that data. So I'm going to take existing company US1 business unit and US1 legal entity. Legal employer means company, business unit is nothing but branch.
Here, may I understand the difference between the first section and the user details?
Sorry, which one?
No, if you can go above, personal details, user details, what is
Yes.
the
Personal
difference?
means employee details. Every employee required username and password, right? If they want to log in.
Okay.
For example, we join in some company. Let's say I join in Mahindra Automobiles as a production manager. So when I'm going to join in that company, they take my details, my first name, last name, email ID, phone number, everything. And they will allocate some username and password to me, and they'll ask me to log in and start work, right? That's what.
User details meaning
Credentials, login details to applications.
okay.
Yeah. Every employee required username and password to log into the applications.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
And the legal employer is, you said company, and what is the business unit means? It's
Branch.
a department or
Branch. But department
branch? Okay.
within the business unit, you will find departments.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So now we did first setup, employee hiring, then user account. We created successfully. We have done set up this. Next, only buyers can create purchase orders. Other employees cannot create. So who is buyer? Buyer is nothing but an employee only indirectly. But buyer will buy the goods from the suppliers. Buyer will buy the goods from suppliers. You might have seen cashier, clerk, managers. This all people comes from finance department, sales representative, sales consultant, sales managers are from sales department. Same thing, buyer comes from purchasing department. Okay. So we have to make employee as a buyer so that you can create a purchase order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this John is one of the buyer. Buyer is nothing but an agent, procurement agent. So I'm doing buyer setup here. So system will ask me for which branch he is going to work as a buyer. We have to choose that branch, nothing but business unit. I'm specifying that for US1 business unit, Mr. John is working. And John.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it is here. Here it is, John Miller. And he can raise the request if any materials are required for his business unit, he can also raise. If we want to set up any printer status, here we will give the access to the buyer. Access means what are the documents he can create: requisition document, purchase order document, agreements, negotiations, supplier creations, and all. Access to other agents' documents. Now, what system is asking us? He is a buyer, that's fine. You are giving the access to this buyer, saying that he can do all these actions. That's fine. How about access to other agents' documents? Other agents. Other agents means other buyers. Okay. So when Mr. John log into the applications, do you want to give the permission to access other buyers' purchase orders? For example, if we talk about purchase orders, do you want to give the access to other agents? Buyer access. View means you can just view other buyers' purchase orders information also. Modify means you can make some changes. Full means you can cancel it, you can reject, and you can delete. So you can perform all actions in those documents also. Okay. None means you cannot access other buyers' information, only whatever the documents or records, or we call it as transactions you performed, that you can access. Okay. So depends on the requirement, we can provide other. So let me give the access to view access. So you can view the purchase orders which are created by other buyers also. Other buyers. Okay. That's how we will do the buyer. When we are doing buyer setup, we have the following options. Depends on the requirement we need to set up. So for some of the buyers, they don't want, some of the buyers they need, so that we have to provide access here. Save and close. So this is how we do the buyer setup. Let's say client says that I have 10,000 employees. Out of 10,000, there are 200 employees are working in procurement department. Their job is buying the goods from the suppliers, analyzing procurement process, entire discussion, negotiations with the suppliers they will be doing. So we have to make them as buyers. Okay. So that's the second setup we have completed successfully. Now, what is the next one is security.
Sir,
Security.
one question. So
Yeah.
if I want to give the create users or give the access in mass or in bulk, how do we do that?
We have different processes like that. For example, you want to create employees data in human capital management, we'll do it. There are migration tools like spreadsheet data loader, file-based data import, SCM data loaders, and we also have REST or SOAP APIs for bulk loading data from legacy systems. We call it as data migration process. Okay, we can do that. That flexibility is there. Some of the tools like spreadsheet data loader and FBDA, we do as functional consultant, but APIs and integrations data import will be done by the technical consultant. So this FBDA process, spreadsheet data loading process, is a part of our syllabus. And of course, it's a responsibility of functional consultant. We'll be doing in our real time when we are working in the course. We will be loading suppliers data, and we also loading some other documents, invoices and data. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So when we talk about security in Fusion applications, it's very simple. So one is application access. One is application access. We call it as a role. We call it as a role. Another one is database access. We call it as backend data access. We call it as a data access. See, if I want to search the data, for example, I want to search the list of buyers. First, I have to open the page. This is application, right? Once I open the page, then I can enter some input parameter and click search button. When I click, system will search for the data which is similar, or I can create and edit and do whatever actions we can perform. So you need two permissions here. The first permission is your application access. The moment when you log in, first you have to access the page. That is what application access. For that, what you need? You need the roles. You need the roles. For example, you want to access purchase order page. You must know what roles are required. you want to perform some material transfer. Let's say you want to perform in-max planning, then you should know what roles are required. Let's say you want to receive the goods from the suppliers, purchase order, receipt. Okay, so what roles are required? So this is a very important concept. Okay, so what is meant by role? Role will give the access to your Fusion applications. Role will give the access to Fusion applications. Every module there will be a 5 to 6 roles. That we should be very clear. If we talk about supply chain management, inventory around 6 roles. Procurement, we got around 6 to 7 roles. Supplier, 2 to 3 roles. And then order management, 5 to 6 roles. It comes around 20 roles. We should be very clear on fingertips all these 20 roles. Then we can easily do whatever client requirement. So first one is a role is required. Role is nothing but access to the application. Means you can open that page. For example, I have assigned a requisition role. It means you can open the requisition page. That's all. But you cannot search the data. You cannot create a record. You cannot modify the record. You cannot find the data at all because you don't have data access. Just have the application access front end. Next. Only if I have application access, what is the use of that? Just have to open the page and see. That's all. No data. No search, not even search data also. Nothing. Just to open the page. Now, once I open the page, then if I want to access the data, then we need a data access. You can set up the data access based on your requirement. You want to give the one branch data access or multiple branches data access. Data access also read only or edit also, and data based on the employee or based on the employee location. You can do whatever the way you want it to do. Okay. So in Fusion applications, when you talk about the security, 2 things, application access and data access. These 2 things we must do it. Security means these 2 things we have to do. So the moment when you assign the role, the next thing what we have to do, immediately you have to provide the data access. Then only that is going to be applicable. Otherwise, you can't, if you have just role, you can open the page, that's all. Okay. And then data access, without role, there is no question of data access. Without page, there is no question of data access, right? If you have a page, then you open and you click search button, you click insert button, you click edit button and click search button. That's it. If you don't have the access to this page, there is no question of database access, right? That's why 2 things we have to do. Now, what is my requirement? I want to create a purchase order. Fine. So what I have to do? I have to assign the purchase order role. Next, I want to create a purchase order only for this branch. I'm working for this branch, US1 business unit. Business unit is nothing but a branch, of course. So I want to create purchase order only for this branch. I should not create, I should not get access to other branches. Okay. So now we'll see first how to add the role to the user, purchase order role, and then go for provide the data access. 2 things we have to do. Go to navigator, tools menu, security console. This is the page where we manage users information and roles information. Manage means create, update, delete, assignment, all actions performed. Already we created a user, right? John 123. This is user, but no roles. So far, no roles. Now I want to assign a roles, edit, add role. So what do you want to create? Purchase order. So procurement manager. These roles must be on our fingertips. We should go with by head. Okay, procurement manager. That's only procurement manager I'm giving. Means he can just log in and he can create a purchase order. That's all. Let me reset the password. Username is okay. What is the username? John123. That's fine. Password. Let me reset the password. Now I'll just show you. Now we just added only a role. Employee can log in, no problem. Now Mr. John Miller is able to log into the applications. So what access I given? Purchase order. See, he can open the purchase order page, but there won't be any data. No data. See, no data. And if you try to create order also, it won't allow you. Okay. Now we have to provide the access to this user and role combination. That's what the second one. What is second one? Database access. We call it as a data access, for which business unit you want to give the permission that we have to provide. Okay. Let me just log out from this here. You can't do event setups also. So in security, we provide only data access. John 1, 2, 3. That's only role we have given. Now I'm going to show you data access. So roles will be added from this environment, but data access we should provide from setup and maintenance. Go to setup and maintenance. What do you want to do? You want to give the data access. Go to procurement. Go to procurement, data access. Let's say Mr. John is the manager. He want to access multiple branches data. So you can provide that. Select your branch. First, we have to choose the user and role combination here. Okay. So what we have to do is here, this is the place where we are going to provide data access for users. Who is your user? John 123. John 123. How many roles you assign to this user? Only one role. Select. So which branch you wanted to assign? The business unit. US1 business unit. I also wants to assign another BU. He is a manager. You can go for duplicate.
Can we also assign the DOAs here from here? Like who will be the manager of this
Sorry,
guy?
come again. Come again.
Can we also assign the delegation of authorities at this portal or somewhere, so that how will the
Delegation authority, it is a separate task. Means vacation rules we need to define. So delegation authority or reassigning authority. So that we have to define separate. Here only we can assign data access for the user and role combination.
okay.
Yeah. So what I have done now is when Mr. John log into Fusion Applications, select procurement manager role, then they should access these two business units. After providing data access, we must run one program, synchronization program. Go to initial users, run this synchronization. We call it as LDAP process, lightweight directory access protocol. Lightweight directory access protocol. We must run this program. And that's it. So we provided application access, means role, then we provided data access. These two things are mandatory every time. So now Mr. John is going to log into the applications. So we have done the setups. Now we are going to test it. So without testing, we don't deliver to client, right? So we have to create purchase orders. We have to approve it. We have to cancel it. We have to verify the approvals. Approvals are required for different departments, different types of approvals like supervisor hierarchy, single employee approval, multiple employees approvals, approval list. Okay. If the purchase order amount is more than $10,000, then it has to be approved by manager. If it is more than $50,000, we need two levels of approvals. Means first manager should approve. Again, his manager has to approve, like that. So this all are comes under setup. So I'm creating purchase order now. Let me choose this supplier name. So we are giving order to supplier. We are giving some order. It automatically takes your employee name, whoever is logged in right now, Mr. John Miller. It will be very faster. I don't know. It is looks like a little bit slow today. Now we are creating purchase order. This is your PO number, purchase order number. And I could see that PO headers information. Here lines information. Here we'll be specifying what are the items we are giving order, how much quantity, what is the base price, when the materials are required, which location materials are required. Schedules means shipping details, where supplier has to ship the product. For example, we are giving order 100 items. Out of 100, 70 items into office 1, 30 items into office 2. We can also specify like that different delivery locations. So this all items are procurement items, which we will be configuring in inventory module. And after configuration, we will be able to access these items in procurement based on our procurement attributes. We'll have, while creating item, we find inventory attributes, procurement attributes, order management attributes, those all. So now these are built-in items provided by Oracle. In our training, we'll go ahead with new items, new inventory, new business unit. This all because right now I'm using existing business units. This is all we need to configure. It's our responsibility as functional consultant. Right now I'm using existing supplier. Only buyer we created new one. We are using existing locations, shipping location or billing locations. This is all we are supposed to create new one, like terms, freight terms, FOB, paying methods and items and all. So all these setups we have to do it. Right now we have done only two setups. One is employee setup, another one is a buyer setup. Of course, security also we configured. Security also we configured. Like these hundreds of setups, we have to do it in every module to make sure that the module is suitable as per your client's business process. That's what actual our setup. So right now, whatever we are doing, this is what actual work we are supposed to do it in our project. But when we are doing the setups, we must know what is master's setup and what is detailed setup and what is transaction. So it's not like, okay, I'll do supplier now, then do items and all, right? There will be a hierarchy, there will be a sequence. So that we have to understand, that we have to learn. That is what actually the course. Okay, procurement module means I'll say 100 setups are there, but what setup we have to do first? Once you do the setup, how will you test it? One setup may be reflect in another place. Okay, that you should be clear. That business process also you should be clear. Okay, you will do the setup, it is working fine here, but it is reflecting in another page somewhere. Somewhere it is going to stop that setup. So you need to identify that and find out the work around that. That's what actually we are going to learn in our supply. There is no coding, it's purely zero. And this is going to be complete setups, configurations, testing, business process and all. But we should have a patience when we want to be success to get a job in ERP, especially functional consultant. Patience is required. Multiple times we have to do the setups and run that business flows and see the result and go through that process documentation. This is required. We don't find much complexity. Application, when we put the effort, it will be easy only, but patience is required. So like this we have to do with different scenarios, with the different, okay, this is working for this supplier, but next supplier I'm okay with $100. But if it is more than $100, I need approval. Then what you have to do? Take it as a business scenario and configure it and test it. And put the same thing in your profile and go for explain the same thing in the interview. And when you are working in the project, you will find some different requirement, but the process you know already. You did couple of examples, right? That's how we'll be doing. Okay. So what I've done now, I created purchase order. I'm just checking approvals. What system is showing? This purchase order must be approved by Applications Development Framework. It's auto approval actually. It's auto approval. So I'll go ahead with the submission. Let me complete submission. Okay. So this is how we will be able to perform an assignment. So right now what assignment I've done, this is not a complex assignment. And of course, this is not a simple assignment also. It's okay, medium size of assignment. So is everybody is clear how we are going to do and what type of work will be there? Because some people might be new to the ERP sector. Some people are from ERP sector. But we treat everybody as a fresher for this course. You are fresher to cloud. You are fresher to ERP sector. You are fresher to functional consultant role. In fact, some startups are hiring freshers for supply chain management. We have tie-ups also with the startups for supply chain management. What they ask is whatever the training we given, if they are perfect, it comes around 45 hours of videos. If you are perfect, clear all these 45 hours, then they are ready to take you. So it will be right from the basics to expert level. So after completion of this training, you can apply as a fresher. You can apply as experienced consultant with 4 to 5 years of experience. You can search for the PO, whatever we created. PO number. This is still, it is pending. Excuse me, approval is pending. Okay, fine. So this is about an second demo. I took it as an assignment I have done instead of just taking one topic, so that you will be clear what we are going to do and whether we will be able to do it or not and all. Okay, so we will take up another assignment tomorrow. Tomorrow also we'll take another assignment and another security concept, and we discuss about different phases in the cloud project that we'll take up tomorrow. Okay. So in this video also, I'll put it in YouTube channel. You can directly access from there. Let me check. Yeah,
Auto
please.
approval is by default set, or we have to check
Sorry.
something there?
Your voice was breaking.
Auto approval, we need to check it, or by default, every order will be taken as auto approved or
Default.
something?
By default, it will be taken as auto approval. Then we need to make changes. There is a BPM workflow concept, business process management workflow. There we need to define the task. We'll find serial approval, parallel approval. In parallel approval, again, first responder wins and consensus mode. It means first person who takes the decision, that is a final. That's called first responder wins. The second option is, let's say we sent approval for 6 members out of 6, majority employees' decision is going to be the final decision. So that's what we call it as consensus mode. So that we have to configure. Default, it will be auto approval, but we need to discuss with the client different scenarios based on the business unit or based on the buyer or based on purchase order amount. We need to do the approvals. So for
So
that
that is
BPM, yeah.
okay. That will be covered as part of the course.
It's a part of. It's important. That is our responsibility. Supplier approvals, requisition approvals, purchase order approvals is our responsibility. We have to do that.
Okay. And one more thing, like backend tables, like will you be able to assist us during the course? Like if at all we are doing something in front end, what are the tables affected at the back end?
That
Something
I'll
like that.
not be explaining in the class, but I'll give some document because it comes under functional. Okay. Sorry, it comes under technical. So I'll not be
Okay.
able to assist from the front end every time because I want to concentrate more on the functional and be perfect in the functional side. But
Correct,
technical
correct, yeah.
point of view, we will provide that list of documents. If you want to learn that purely technical, like tables, joins, report development in that, and all, there is some Udemy course. You can also go for it. You can talk with our admin, they'll assist you.
Okay.
Any other doubts now?
Yeah, sir, as you told, there are list of configurations, and the configurations needs to be done in hierarchical manner, right?
Yes.
So, do we get any are we maintaining the list of configurations in any document in any Excel file? So this is the manner step by step.
See, in our training when we are doing, we'll do it. We do
we'll
that.
we have a document, right? So
Yes.
after which configuration, which one comes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We'll be doing. For example, if we look at our syllabus itself, we'll see when you understand the business. When you understand the business, then you also come to know automatically. This is going to be our syllabus. Product management and material management. This too comes under inventory module. Then we'll be learning procurement, self-service procurement, sourcing, supplier portal, supplier qualification. This all. Order management, distributed order orchestration, pricing. This will be learning. Costing, receipt accounting. When we are talking about supply chain management, we'll also find finance integrations like procure to pay cycle, order to cash cycle. That also will be learning. This is 100% end to end. We'll be discussing implementation. When we talk about technical, we'll talk about FSM. Today we did some setups from FSM, BPM, data migration. One example for BI report. One example for one TBI, roles and securities, workflows, approval rules and configuration, general topics will be doing. Here we can find module-wise, documentations. Here it is. So this we'll be discussing tomorrow, detailed syllabus copy. Module-wise, I'll give the list of setups which we have to perform.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
In the material which you will be providing us, there will be a mapping to tables with respect to whatever configurations you are showing us during practicals, right?
No, I don't have any material detailed related to the tables because I'm not expert in technical side. But I can show you in Oracle documentation where do we find the tables. We do not have separate any documentation.
Okay, but you were saying that you will be given some tables, right? List of tables or something by your admin. That is
Yeah,
different, is it?
tables.
Suppose, for example, just I'm calling out an example. We are creating a purchase order and doing some approvals and all. If somebody asks us what is the table getting affected at backend, will we be able to answer that based on your
Yeah, that's what that comes actually under technical tables
Okay,
and
okay.
all verification. See, those things maybe theoretically I can share some documents, but we will not be discussing in our regular sessions.
Sure, sure. Documents also may help us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that will be better.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Fine, guys. Let's see tomorrow. Tomorrow will be our final demonstration. So let's take about another assignments tomorrow, and we'll go ahead with this. Okay. Thank you. Let's see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.